Wow. Please don't fall. This is a good area to make a video. I just took a shower. There's a bug. Yeah, it's out. I remember when I was a kid, when we used to live in a home, like a literal home like this, that looked like this. We had a garden in front of our home, and my father used to like do gardening and farming in it. And we used to also join sometimes, my elder sister and me. It was before or after my younger sister was born. My father used to, whenever he used to focus on something, his tongue will be like, and I do that now, like without even knowing. It just, or I don't know when it happened. I know when it happened. It was right after my, not like right after 21st birthday, but I believe it was after I became 21 and 6 months old, maybe. During where I was in textile department, while I was making something, I was like, whatever. What I need to do today is transfer a file to Prarthan, and I feel I will not get into it until and unless my. I was also watching Jugnuma, but I need a better mind to watch a film that pretty, so I stopped it and I will watch it some other day when my mind is clearer. I have a theory that both my devices cannot be cannot be used at the same time when they are connected to the same Wi-Fi, because one of them will go off. One of them mostly is my tab. So my phone is there now, the Wi-Fi is not connected, and I will be using the Wi-Fi here. It's working perfectly now. I just need to find something. I hope this is yeah. Prarthana and I are both very interested to work in footwear. I want to learn it, but there is no such amenities in our college. And the last semester, I tried to come up with a design in footwear. It was luxury footwear industry. I was supposed to combine two crafts and implement it in a industry, any industry that was of my choice. Everything was of my choice. I had to come up with the research part. So yeah, my first craft was tang craft. It is from the Rabari community of the Rajasthan. They are like a traveler sort of community. They travel from places to places. They don't really have a like a gypsy culture. That will be a very wrong. What is it called? Comparison. There was a better word for it, but yeah. And I have seen that community while I was in campus. I'm saying it in a way that as if I'm not going back to campus, but yeah. they roam around nearby. I have seen them settling in a field in like the open sky, and they will have like 20 to 30 camels and like hundreds of sheep, I think, and they would just set up their tents and live there, like the whole family, and they would just cook and sing for some days and they will leave. I don't know like how their money comes from, but I will look into it when I'm older. I will probably travel with them. So the tongue craft is weaving a belt out of the hair of the camel's tail, not the fur but the hair. So it looks kind of, and there are more crafts than you would imagine that is related to hair in India. What is it? Yeah. It looks like this. These are all animal hair, not bleached, not dyed or anything. It's just natural. They come in like 2-3 colors: dark brown, almost black, or beige, or like off-white sort of, whatever the camel is able to produce. And they do have like very little motives that sort of depicts their daily life, like the tents or their traditional motifs that are on their garments, and they use it for fastening camel harnesses or the luggages on the camel. But nowadays it has been reduced a lot, and the craft is only limited to sort of their own community, and the community is also, the practice of the community is not practical anymore, like traveling from places to places, because there are no open land anymore. There are very, very less. They can't roam around places anymore because everything is turning into either a farmland or like a industrial area, wherever it is free, the land is free, or it has open sky, or they can just enjoy it. So that is one of the reasons, also finance. So I researched about this community and the craft, and then there was one craft that was already given to us, which was Zardozi. Because I live in Bhopal, there is a culture of Nawabs. So Nawabi and Islamic sort of areas mostly develop the craft of handwork, and mostly Zardozi is like the expensive and most known one. I'm speaking anything because I don't care. I should care actually while speaking about crafts, but it's fine. There is more hair crafts like yak tail craft. If you have been to Gurudwara, there is this thing. What is it called? Chauri chamara. So the tail above it, that is attached to the handle, is made of yak hair. And there is one craft that is made of elephant tail hair, and elephant's hair is, the diameter of the elephant hair is minimum 2 millimeters, which is crazy. Like 2 millimeters for a hair is big. So with the the elephant's hair, people used to make rings and chokers. But now it is like banned because animal is preserved like by the government. They something. I didn't go much into it because my main craft was tang, and then I had to combine it with Zardozi. And after combining it, I had to see how it works, like how the practices work, and how I also did Zardozi. It was really fun. I catched it. What I mean to say is that मैंने बहुत जल्दी सीख लिया था, which is not a big deal, but it is a big deal. So after that, I just had to see like how things work, and I had to try doing it with, like, for Zardozi there was this person who came to teach us, and I couldn't find anyone for like Tang community because there was none. I live in Bhopal. But yeah, I did go to Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya. I did find a Tang belt that is like real, made by the Rabari people. Rabari. So I had to combine both of those aspects and how the material that comes out of the craft works physically, and after that I had to infuse it in a industry, and I could choose any industry. So I chose, it just suddenly came to my mind that I want to work with footwears at some point, and I was like, let's do footwear, because I should close that window, but I'll do it later. Because they already make belts, and those can be turned into buckles. Plus, why I chose luxury footwear is that the new generations of their community has stopped doing it, because understandable, it is not practical anymore, or it is not financially satisfactory. I would say they don't get anything out of it, because it is just amongst their practice and their culture, and not everyone is privileged enough to know about the market or the chain that moves a product to the customers, to consumers, or they probably don't know how to find their own consumers. There's a duck and its ducklings moving around below my building. So cute. All the ducks ka chest area is yellow, the ducklings, sorry. So cute. Whatever. So where was I? Yeah. So it would be there. We had to also go through the values, material value, craft labor value, then cultural and knowledge value. When you, like what Prada did with Kolhapuri, I am pretty sure a lot of people did not knew about Kolhapuris before. Like, they obviously knew Kolhapuri, but they did not know what it was made of, or how much culture it holds. But things like that, when a product comes in the bigger platform, they also get to know about the culture, the labor behind it, the traditions, the materials, and how the materials come from. Is it genuine, or is it animal abuse, and things like that. So that was something. And then scarcity to exclusivity value, because the Rabari community, the community as a whole, is also dying, because again, financial issues. Though when some material is scarce, the exclusivity of it, with marketing and with like stories behind it, the exclusivity of the product made of those materials can be increased. And obviously the craft itself is very ethical, because they don't kill a camel to get its hair. Obviously it is their seasonal grooming that gives them the tail hair, or naturally it is basically seasonal grooming, because there are cultures related to it, and economical and social value that is understandable by its word. Then we also had to go through stakeholders. First comes the artisans that are inside the community. Then comes me. I contact the artisans or the craft, and I go through the material and I see how it can be implied in some sort of industry that will also help the artisans and me and the consumers and the society as a whole. Then comes the brands that I will be working for, or I already work for them. It will either be one brand that I work in, that I will be making the designs for, or it will be me as an individual designer who will be making the product, and I will be pitching them the larger market consisting multiple brands, and I will be pitching them with my product, and they will be buying it. Obviously the copyright will be with me, or I can sell this to them and they will be able to produce them by themselves. Then comes the material sourcing networks, and then comes client and consumers obviously who will be buying from the markets, and then when it gets its value, the government will know about it, and there will be policies to like help them. Maybe when it gets to a bigger level, they will know this is a craft that needs to be preserved. That happens after that, and somehow after all this or during all this, the institutions come. If I was someone who was a professor or teacher or someone who travels for teaching, the institutions comes in between. I will be teaching the students about it and things like that. I'm not saying me, but like the designer, the people who is related to the whole chain. What I needed to do was, this was my designs. I created 4 designs, and yeah, Zardozi will be infused amongst the buckles of the Tangcraft and Zardozi, and it would be made of genuine leather, which is what is it called? Vegan leather. And yeah, and then one fine day, I found a shoemaker. Who sits near our what is it called? Karan Chauraha. So I saw him, and he did not use the word cobbler or anything else. It was an English poster, which is very rare in Bhopal, like outside Northeast. And he said the Hari the shoemaker. So I was like, damn, he knows something. And I saw his not Instagram. It was a very small shop, and he made leather shoes. So this is his shop. It's very small. Yeah, his work was good, and he is like very, self-taught. No, he was not self-taught. He was taught by his father. That is me, and this is me like making instructions to him. But the thing is that these, I will not say these people, but the people who have not worked with designers or are not used to taking instructions from people that is not themselves, have a difficulty working with instructions. So what he made was, and I tried to call him like every week that I can come and I can sit with you, I will help with you I'll help you to make the shoe, or like teach me or something. So I was calling him constantly, and he relayed my video is going to get off, but he relayed the production, and at the end, when my jury was like 2 days away, he made this. Oh my god, can you see? He made this. It is not leather, it's not even leather, it's foam. And I told him to not make the sole like that. I wanted a wooden sole, and I lost 1,000 rupees for this.